There's a special kind of magic when you have a full tank, a loose plan, and the open road stretching out before you. It's a feeling that's hard to describe, but you know it the moment you feel it. The anticipation, the sense of freedom, the thrill of not knowing exactly what lies ahead. With a map on the seat beside you, every route is a possibility, every detour a potential story. The journey is yours to shape, and the road is an invitation to explore. It's the promise of adventure. The call of the open road. The horizon seems endless, and with each passing kilometer you leave behind the familiar and move closer to the unknown. South Africa is a country built for journeys, where every turn reveals a new world. From the lush valleys to the rugged mountains, the landscape shifts and surprises, keeping you in a constant state of wonder. I wanted to feel the pulse of this nation from the ground up, not from a plane window. There's something about traveling by road that connects you to the land and its people in a way that flying never could. The plan was simple. Drive from the northern border all the way to the Atlantic Ocean, connecting the dots and discovering the stories in between. Each stop would be a new chapter, each mile a memory in the making. This wasn't just about covering distance. It was about embracing the journey itself. The road would be our guide, and we would let curiosity lead the way. Waking up with the sun, not knowing where you'll sleep that night, stopping at roadside stalls to taste fresh fruit, and wandering through local markets, these are the moments that make a road trip unforgettable. Along the way, we listened to the rhythms of local musicians, their songs echoing the spirit of the land. The music became the soundtrack to our adventure, weaving us into the fabric of South African life. A road trip here is an emotional experience, challenging and inspiring you, connecting you to Africa's raw beauty. The vastness of the wilderness, the drama of the scenery, and the quiet moments of reflection all leave a mark on your soul. You notice the small things, the way sunlight dances on the Drakensberg Mountains, the scent of rain on the wind, the coolness of the air after a sudden downpour. These details become memories you carry long after the journey ends. And then there's the warmth in a stranger's smile, the kindness of people you meet along the way. These encounters remind you that travel is as much about people as it is about places. This is the real South Africa, found off the main highways, down dusty roads and through small villages where life moves at its own pace. Our sturdy 4x4 became more than just a car. It was our base, our shelter, our window to the world. It carried us over rough tracks and through wild places, always ready for the next adventure. Packing was all about essentials: water for the long stretches, snacks for the road, a first aid kit for peace of mind, and a sense of readiness for whatever might come our way. And of course, a camera for memories. Every photo would be a reminder of the places we'd seen, the people we'd met, and the moments that took our breath away. The excitement was palpable. This adventure felt bigger than any before. There was laughter, nervous energy, and a sense that we were about to experience something truly special. Our journey would weave through diverse cultures, landscapes, and histories. Each region offered its own traditions, flavors, and stories, making every day a new discovery. The engine was running, the sun was rising, and the great South African road trip was about to begin. The world outside was waking up, and so were we, ready to chase the horizon. The adventure was calling, and we were ready to answer. With hearts full of hope and eyes wide open, we set out to discover the soul of South Africa, 1 mile at a time. Our journey began at Beitbridge, the bustling border between South Africa and Zimbabwe. The crossing itself is a spectacle, an ever-moving tapestry of travelers, traders, and families, all weaving their way between two nations. Laughter, shouts, and the hum of engines fill the air, blending with the calls of vendors selling everything from fresh fruit to phone cards. The air buzzed with energy, a river of people and commerce. It's a place where stories begin and end, where every face seems to carry a tale of hope, reunion, or adventure. The market near the border is alive with color and movement, a microcosm of the continent's vibrancy. After crossing, the landscape shifted to Limpopo's vast, quiet expanse. The noise faded behind us, replaced by the gentle sigh of wind across endless plains. Here the horizon stretches on forever, dotted with distant hills and the golden hues of dry grass. The road cut through red earth and mopani trees, the heat shimmering on the horizon. Every mile felt like a step deeper into the wild heart of Africa, where the land itself seems to breathe beneath the sun. We entered the land of giants, ancient baobab trees, standing like silent sentinels. Their thick trunks and gnarled branches have witnessed centuries of change, surviving droughts and storms, and offering shelter to countless travelers and animals. Stopping beneath one, you feel their age and resilience, living monuments to centuries of history. Touching the rough bark, you sense the stories these trees could tell, of generations who've passed beneath their shade, of the rhythms of nature and time. Our first night was at a family-run guest house, welcomed with smiles and homemade lemonade. The warmth of our hosts was immediate, their hospitality a gentle reminder that kindness is a universal language, spoken fluently here. Over pap and shiba under a sky full of stars, we listened to stories of life and wildlife in this remote corner. The meal was simple but rich with flavor, and the conversation flowed as easily as the night breeze. The sounds of the bushveld, crickets, distant jackals, were our dinner music. Each call and chirp a reminder that even in the darkness the land is alive and teeming with unseen life. Morning brought crisp air and a sense of newness. The first rays of sunlight painted the landscape gold, promising another day of discovery and wonder. We left feeling like we'd made friends, reminded that travel's magic is in the connections. The goodbyes were heartfelt, and we carried their warmth with us as we continued our journey. As we headed south, gratitude filled me. The country was already sharing its warmth and wonders. Every mile brought new sights, new sounds, and a growing sense of belonging. The journey from the border was more than a drive. It was an immersion into the heart of the land. Each turn in the road revealed another layer of South Africa's beauty and complexity. The tone was set for the adventure ahead. With every sunrise, the promise of discovery grew stronger and the road seemed to beckon us onward. South Africa was already revealing its soul, layer by layer, moment by moment, inviting us to look deeper and embrace the journey. Leaving behind Limpopo's dry, sun-baked heat, we watched the ochre earth and thorn trees fade in the rearview mirror. As we climbed steadily onto the highveld, the landscape shifted before our eyes. Rolling hills replaced the flat plains, and the air grew cooler, fresher, almost electric with anticipation. Then, like a dream, Pretoria appeared, its avenues transformed by a sea of jacaranda trees in full bloom, painting the city in vibrant shades of purple. Driving through this surreal floral wonderland, we made our way to the Union buildings, majestic and historic, perched atop Mintjeskop, where Nelson Mandela took his oath as president. Standing in the terraced gardens, gazing out over the city, you can almost feel the echoes of history and the enduring spirit of hope that fills this place. Pretoria's pace is unhurried, its atmosphere a blend of old-world charm and modern vibrancy, where locals linger in leafy cafes and laughter drifts on the breeze. We sampled bunny chow, a spicy, fragrant curry served in a hollowed-out loaf of bread, a delicious symbol of South Africa's rich, multicultural heritage and inventive spirit. As we departed, jacaranda petals drifted down like confetti, and the city's purple haze lingered in our minds, a memory both vivid and dreamlike. Our journey had taken us from a dusty border crossing in rural Limpopo to the bustling heart of a thriving metropolis, each place revealing its own unique story and rhythm. The Highveld offered us a glimpse of South Africa's seat of governance, its layered history, and the natural beauty that frames its cities. But the road beckoned us onward, southeast towards the legendary Drakensberg Mountains, their jagged peaks rising in the distance like a promise. The landscape was about to change once more, and with it, our adventure would take on a new and breathtaking dimension. The drive to the Drakensberg is a journey into epic landscapes, rolling hills giving way to a formidable wall of rock. The Zulu call it Ukalamba, the barrier of spears, sharp, jagged, awe-inspiring. We stayed in a valley cottage with views of the amphitheater, surrounded by silence and clean air. Days were spent hiking through forests, across streams, up to breathtaking viewpoints that highlight ancient sandrock art, delicate figures telling stories of the earliest inhabitants. Evenings by the fire brought reflection and peace beneath towering peaks. The Drakensberg left a deep impression, a place of power and beauty. Leaving was hard, but the coast was calling. We carried the spirit of the mountains with us. South from the Drakensberg, the Eastern Cape's wild beauty and rich history unfolded. We visited Kunu, Mandela's childhood village, a place of quiet dignity and inspiration. The landscape rolling hills, Hosa villages, shepherds guiding flocks. The wild coast was truly wild, rugged cliffs, hidden beaches, cattle on the sand. We crossed rivers, navigated bumpy tracks, and reached the iconic hole in the wall. Nights were spent in a beachside lodge sharing stories with travelers, eating fresh fish by the fire. The Eastern Cape showed us resilience, history, and raw beauty, rewards at the end of challenging roads. Leaving the wild coast, we joined the famed Garden Route, a paradise of forests, lagoons, and golden beaches. Tsitsikama National Park was our first stop. Suspension bridges, ancient trees, and dramatic coastline. We hiked coastal trails, soaked in ocean views, and felt the thrill of adventure. In Naisna, we took a boat on the lagoon, tasted fresh oysters, and enjoyed the town's relaxed vibe. Each stop along the garden route offered something new. Dolphins in Plettenberg Bay, quiet forests in wilderness. The garden route is a collection of experiences, a green jewel on our journey. It's easy to see why so many fall in love with this part of South Africa. Our road trip was nearing its end, but the garden route was a spectacular highlight. Before the final push to the coast, we detoured into the Klein Karoo's semi-arid expanse. Vast plains, blue-tinged mountains, and a profound quiet greeted us. In Oudtshoorn, the ostrich capital, we visited historic farms and learned about these quirky birds. The Karoo's culinary delight: slow-cooked lamb, rich with the flavor of the land. Warm hospitality and stories of resilience filled our evening. The Karoo's stark beauty contrasted the coast, reminding us of South Africa's diversity. As we left, appreciation for the country's vastness and variety grew. The final stretch took us through the Cape winelands, lush valleys, vineyards, and historic towns. We stopped in Franschhoek for a wine tasting, soaking in the views. Then, Table Mountain appeared, majestic, flat-topped, dominating the horizon. Cape Town buzzed with life, framed by mountain and ocean. The sense of arrival was immense. We'd crossed provinces, landscapes, and cultures. The journey was about more than the destination. It was every town, every flavor, every person. South Africa had revealed itself, 1 kilometer at a time. With Table Mountain watching over us, only one thing remained: reach the ocean. Our final stop, Camps Bay, Cape Town's iconic beach, framed by the 12 Apostles and Lion's Head. We parked the car for the last time, feeling triumph and a hint of sadness. The sunset casting gold over the sand as we waded into the icy Atlantic. The cold water was exhilarating, washing away the dust and fatigue of the road. We watched the waves reflecting on the journey, South Africa's warmth, beauty, and spirit. Every province had welcomed us, every landscape inspired us. The country's diversity and resilience had changed us. I urge you, don't just visit, drive, explore, let the open road guide you. South Africa will surprise you, get under your skin, and into your heart. The journey is the destination, and in South Africa, what a journey it is.